Yeah, I want to put out another video while I'm like thinking about this subject. I was looking at some of the converse critics, I guess, of Donald Marshall, like, they're saying this and that and all this kind of garbage. I want to say something like about the cloning deal. The only thing I can actually say that's solid fact, the only thing I knew about, like, where we have, like, a major media story that there was cloning that existed was that sheep called Dolly. From, I don't know, a couple decades ago, they actually cloned a sheep. But here's something else. It was during the 70s. Now, I think a lot of people, I don't know how many people heard of it, but maybe in some circles, so most people haven't heard of this guy, but it was Dr. Robert Otto Becker, MD. He was an actual medical doctor, and he wrote The Body Electric. He was one of the pioneers in the 70s, working with microelectricity, to heal the body. Actually, the body's considered mostly microelectricity. Well, he was doing some experiments on rats. Now, I did not bother to re-look up the exact passage in the book where he stated it again because, well, it was basically they had a negative and a positive electrode with extremely low microcurrent. I forget if the positive electrode was platinum and the negative electrode was the silver or the other way around, and I forgot which way they applied it to the limb. But they used this microelectricity with a positive and a negative electrode, one of them being platinum and one of them being silver, and it was a very, very, very low microcurrent of a specific amperage. It was extremely low current. And when he severed a rat's leg, like a rat's leg would not normally grow back, but when they kept this electric current on there, the entire leg would grow back. As soon as they took the electric current off, it would stop growing back. It was weird that the DNA or something in the body actually had a memory to say, you're going to grow like the bone, you're going to grow the thigh, you're going to grow the skin, you're going to grow the fur, and you're going to grow the little knee joint or something, and in the lower part, it knew exactly how to do that. And he was actually defunded later on, I think in 1979. I think I'm doing this from memory. I read this years ago. I think the book was written in 1980. Maybe I'm saying this exact year wrong, but his research was in the 70s. But I'm just stating that, you almost wonder, why the hell was this guy's work defunded? Because, something like that, you would think, wow, a person who has injuries could possibly heal a lot better. Actually, children, it's been noted, like if a child, I forgot what it is, like if a finger gets cut off, it'll grow back. And if it isn't like healed completely, like if they leave a little bit of the blood vessels on it or something like that, a little bit of the blood, it grows back, especially if it's a younger child. And there's also with older children, if they were in an accident, say the finger got slammed in a door or something like that, and it was, the finger was lost, there was ways that make it grow back more of it, even if it was past a digit where it supposedly wouldn't grow back. I've seen this type of stuff happen before, but Dr. Robert Otto Becker did a little bit more than that when he was experimenting with rats. It wasn't on people, but it was like on a type of animal that wasn't supposed to grow back a limb, and he showed that it could be done, but somehow the body knew to grow back the muscle, the bone, the blood vessels, the fur, whatever on the rat and everything, and it knew how to do everything. But from that information, that's something that's realistic and solid. It's not like a rumor. You can look it up. There's a passage in The Body Electric that states that. It's actually published. It might even be a free download on the net someplace. And you can also look up the story about Dolly the sheep that was cloned, and that was actually public information. So when Donald Marshall is talking about cloning in secret, you really can't totally dismiss it as ludicrous. If you're just a rational, intelligent person, you got to almost think to yourself, there might be something to it. There might be a lot more to it. Because you might think to yourself, why was Dr. Robert Otto Becker defunded? You know, wouldn't you think that would be the best freaking medical discovery there is? Unless there's people up there that just don't want you to have it. Little common sense, right? Now, I know that, well, anyway, I know putting this out wouldn't be too cool in some ways, but let me put it this way. It's the biggest problem, actually, with getting the truth out on anything is like there's just loads of idiots out there that just can't see the truth. But actually, I'm not a religious person, but I just want to point to something. If you are a religious person, if you take the story of Noah, and maybe I don't know if it's exactly per literal transcription in the Bible, but there may be a little bit more to it than we some people say, because some people always called it a fable, but they found a boat. It's exactly the right dimensions, 515 feet long, and in the Egyptian cubits, they found pure aluminum alloy, which was never even processed and learned how to reprocess till the 1800s. So they found his boat and all this type of stuff. But in the Bible, they said that Noah was of pure descent from Adam. And so everybody else was to be destroyed. You might want to wonder what that's about a little bit. So, I'm just going to put that out here for some food for thought. And I'm not going to comment too much on it because you can go into like a lot of different rabbit holes, different ways. But just remember that Noah, I don't know if I have the exact translation, but I always knew that in the Bible they said God chose Noah because he was pure in his genes or something. And people say, well, what do you mean by that? Pure in his race or pure in his morals or what? But you know what I'm talking about when if you listen to what Donald Marshall's talking about and some of the crap that's going on that he's alleging, you might have to figure something else was going on there. Or maybe when they're talking about God, it's something else. I don't know. I have no idea. But I got some common sense on a lot of shit, I can tell you that. And I probably know what the damn truth is roundabout. But there ain't nothing I can do about it, you know what I mean? It's just how it is. So, just want to put this out here for food for thought because, some people are... Oh, and I just want to put this out here. I saw a remark on one of the web pages that said that the picture of... that was allegedly Donald Marshall on the Medvedev cover... I know it looks like him. I said that. And I said, well, yeah, it does look like him. And somebody commented on some thing over there. Says, well, that did look like Dave Mustaine way back then. No, it didn't. Not even close, man. Not even close. I don't even know why the hell that comment was coming about, because it wasn't looking like him. So, and I kind of smell something up with this bullshit. I almost tend to think, as crazy as this guy's making claims, and as much as I think it's too outlandish, there's a couple tidbit facts. For one, the cloning of a sheep is a fact. And the work that Dr. Robert Otto Becker did to regrow limbs on, or partially regrow limbs on rats with microelectricity by applying a certain microelectricity with a platinum and a silver electrode, that's not BS either. So, if that is known, maybe there's a lot more out there that is known that we don't know about. It's a good possibility. So, keep an open mind on this. Keep an open mind on this subject because it may be legit. As spooky as it sounds, man. Coin a word, spooky. Anyway, over that.